Well, hello from outside the railway station at Córdoba. I think it's the railway station. Looks like a railway station. But there's no trains. Of course, this isn't the railway station anymore. This is the old railway station that got replaced by the one that's just over there, which I'm about to go and have a look at. I guess this one lost its role when the high-speed service started. No doubt as I talk along the bottom here, I might put some details up as I'm doing the edit of when this station was decommissioned and when the new one came in. But yes, we're about to wander up and have a little look at Córdoba station, which is it a brutalist masterpiece or is it just brutal? I'll leave that for you to decide. But I'm going to go on an AVE just for 45 minutes now because I'm scooting over to Seville. Why don't you join me on this short journey to Seville and you and I can see how it goes. You may have seen me come in earlier on the train from Malaga. So I've spent an hour or two walking around the old town and looking at the bridges over the river and certainly enjoying the touristy aspects of Córdoba. It's very busy because I'm guessing it's the 6th of December here and it is a festival in Spain, so I think a lot of people are off work. Certainly the centre of town was incredibly busy, and the station not so busy. But hey, let's move on in and have a look at the station. Well, it's not a sunny day today in December, so Córdoba station does look a bit brooding, but I think it's safe to say that it probably always looks a bit brooding, don't you? So this northern side of the station acts as the taxi and general drop-off, and it's got buses as well, so that looks okay. There was probably a plan to have this eastern entrance as the drop-off as well, but it's now all been blocked off with bollards and just looks out onto a bleak, somewhat post-Soviet kind of plaza. Before we go in on the east side, which is, as far as I can tell, the main entrance, we'll go round to the south side and have a look at the frontage there, which is again strikingly brutalist. It's time to go in and investigate the delights of the station. Well, there's various outlets at the station and there are some ticket machines on the right here. And the moment I'm in the station, it really becomes clear that this station hasn't been really built for December. It's really been built for spring and the summer. The feeling that the station is dark and gloomy is in fact a good way of keeping the station cool during the hot summer months. And lots of departure and arrivals boards, and I'm pleased to say that our train is included. It's when you stand on this crosswalk that the vision of the architects of a cool and open space is really realised. Córdoba is a busy station with 4 standard gauge high-speed platforms and 4 more for Iberian gauge services. It has hourly high-speed services to Seville, hourly or 2-hourly services to Malaga and hourly trains on to Madrid. Additionally, there are 5 high-speed services every day to Granada, 3 services that go right through to Barcelona, and a host of Iberian gauge media distancia services. This Madrid to Seville high-speed line is the first dedicated high-speed line that was built in Spain, and it was inaugurated in 1992 in order to coincide with Seville's Expo 92. Back inside the concourse is the Renfe staff ticket office, with the Adif one next door for local services. And judging by the arrows here on the sign, people are often getting it wrong. There's 2 or 3 places to get something to eat and do some shopping, and also there are very well maintained public toilets. But anyway, our train's due and we're being called forward to go through security. Once through security, we get to ride on the travelator down to the platform level. You know, I really enjoyed my time at Córdoba station. I really did warm to this brutal style of station. And this is a very nice place to sit and wait with the sun starting to come through. My camera can't pick it up very well, but our train is on time and coming into platform 3. So before our train arrives, let's have a quick look at the very simple route we're going to be on this afternoon. Earlier today we ran up from Malaga to Córdoba, and now we will leave Córdoba in a southwesterly direction on the high-speed line for Seville Santa Justa. There are no intermediate stops for this journey of 119 kilometres or 74 miles, and it will take us just 44 minutes. It's worth noting that the equivalent journey on the classic line with 4 intermediate stops would take 1 hour and 20 minutes. Here's our train. It has 2 sets of Renfe class S100s, each with 2 power cars and 8 coaches, so effectively that's an impressive 20 cars on this train. They were built in 1992 by Alstom and CAF and were based on the design of the TGV Atlantique in France. They have a top design speed of 300 km per hour, although between here and Seville the line speed will limit us to 250 km per hour. Right, let's hop on board, and it's a very short walk today as I'm in seat 1D, which is a rear-facing airline seat. And we depart on time for Seville. This AVE 2310 service makes the journey from Madrid to Seville in a total time of 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it's not long before Andalusia is rushing by once again. So that means it must be time for the seat tour. Well, legroom is okay, and it appears that the small bin that comes under the seat is in fact now detached. But there is a footrest, although I think I'm a bit tall for it myself. And there's a seat back pocket where you can put your bits and pieces and then forget them when you leave. The tray table is vast and very sturdy and pretty clean, although I'm not really quite sure what that little thing's for. And up above we've got reading lights, and there's also a blind which is actually just hiding behind this horizontal bar. And the reason for the bar is that this is one of the escape windows for the train, and there's instructions that show you that you use the bar once the glass has been broken to poke out the glass without cutting your hands up. Well, the seat is a bit grubby, but the comfort is really good. And I don't have a jack plug to plug in, so I've no idea if that 30-year-old entertainment system still works. Oh, and something I didn't mention earlier was that the overhead luggage racks are very generous indeed. And it really doesn't take long before our S100 is hitting the top line speed. One thing I've noticed is that the geography around here is well suited to high-speed rail, as there have been precious few tunnels or viaducts. And once we get beyond Laura del Rio, we often run alongside the classic tracks. And slowly our speed begins to decrease as we start the approach to Seville.
Ladies and gentlemen, next station is Seville Santa Justa and the very trip. Renfe, thank you for traveling with us. Looking forward to welcoming you aboard again.
And as we leave, we can get a look at the huge carriage end luggage racks. Wow, if I like Córdoba station, then I think I'm going to just love Seville. Well, that was a lovely ride, although I'm still feeling like it needed to be a fair bit cheaper. Booked a month in advance, this short hop from Córdoba to Seville cost me a whacking €37.10. I definitely need to get a lot better at booking Spanish train tickets. It's time to go up the travelator and watch the majesty of this station unfold. You know, if you like stations, then stick around for my next trip report, because I really do need to give Seville Santa Justa the time it obviously deserves. Look at that! it's time I got myself into Seville to check into my hotel, and then out again to walk around the city and see what delights it has to offer. And in the meantime, all around me, the Spanish will get very sad as they get beaten by Morocco in the World Cup. Seville looked a lot bigger and a lot posher than Córdoba, so I look forward to coming back and having another ride tomorrow from here, and we can have a much closer look at the Seville station that time. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel, as that really does help things a lot, and I really appreciate it if you do. And so from Seville Santa Justa, I wish you a very good bye and thank you very much for watching.